I'm just going to wait till that turns on. All right, good evening, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and call our Board of Selectmen meeting to order for December 16th at 6 p.m., and we are going to begin with the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, just a few announcements before we get started. This meeting is being recorded by the local scene. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time. Financial assistance applications are available on the town's website or by calling the Selectmen's office. For anyone interested in volunteering, there are several vacancies on various committees and boards. To see a complete list of the openings, please visit our website at kingstonma.gov. Also check our website for any additional events or notices. Upcoming holiday hours. Townhouse closes at 12 p.m. on which?
It would be addendum.
Oh, thank you.
Gives you all the dates.
Wednesday, December 24th, we're closing at 12 p.m. Also on December 25th, it is closed. Townhouse will be back open on Monday, December 29th. And on January 1st, will be closed. Townhouse will be back open on Monday, January 5th. And then transfer station upcoming holiday hours, Wednesday, December 24th, closes at 12 p.m. I'll keep that for now. The town of Kingston has exciting job opportunities, which can be found on the jobs page of the town website, as well as posted in the townhouse lobby. Currently, we're accepting qualified applicants for the full-time positions of a building commissioner, a zoning enforcement officer, position of water pump station operator, and the position of administrative assistant supporting the Board of Selectmen's office, the Human Resources office, and the IT function. We're also looking for a Council on Aging van driver to work 35 hours every other week. Also, we've got the luminaries coming up this Saturday, December 20th. Road closures are scheduled from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., and additional information can be found on the town's website. Any other announcements before we move on? Nope. Okay. Next up, we have open forum. Is there anybody who wanted to speak at open forum? Go ahead. And just introduce yourself and your address, and then go ahead and speak.
Hi, good evening. My name is Keith Hansen. I live at number 1 Copper Beach Drive in Kingston. My house abuts the easement, which is a walkway which goes to Copper Beach Drive.
Oh, wait, is the microphone, is the light on?
Green light.
I don't know.
It is now.
Oh, there you go.
How's this, okay? All right, should I start again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Keith Hansen. I live at number 1 Copper Beach Drive in Kingston. My house abuts the easement which goes from Copper Beach Drive to the Kingston Elementary School. Okay, I've been a resident there since 1990. That easement was originally put in by Peter Collins, who was the developer for that area. And he had to put that easement in as part of the agreement to be allowed to build. Over the course of time, I've been maintaining the walkway. I've been raking it and plowing it and so forth. I've noticed that over the last couple of years, it has gotten cracks in the pavement. Roots have been coming up. Sinkholes have developed. It's gotten to the point where it's deplorable, and I think it should be condemned. I've tried to go to the school, and I've tried to get answers on who should be repairing it, not just maintaining it, which I have been doing, and I get to the point where I get a bad back and I'm not going to be doing it anymore. But somebody's going to have to maintain it and repair it. These sinkholes and so forth, it's deplorable. I haven't gotten an answer from anybody, to include the school, the town barn, as to who is responsible to repair it. I think that's something I respectfully request you to look into, find out who's responsible to repair it, and also who's liable should somebody trip and fall over there. I don't want it to be on me, and I don't want anyone to pass the buck and say, well, you've been maintaining it, you own it. No, I'm done maintaining it. I physically don't feel I can continue on. Someone's going to have to take over it and also repair it, if you could find out who's responsible to repair it and who's liable for it, who owns it. If you could look into it for me, and get back to me, I'd appreciate it.
I'm not super familiar with it, or I'm not familiar with it at all, but you said it's one Copper Beach, and it's an easement, it's a paved area from Copper Beach, and it goes back all the way to the elementary school?
If you go onto that front parking lot, you can see it. There's like a walkway.
Okay. Val,
It's like
did you?
where the
do you-
teachers park.
Yeah.
So we met today, and I've downloaded the subdivision plans, and we're looking at it, and we're doing a drive-by tomorrow to take a look, and then we'll get back to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was
Anyway,
fast.
If you could just look into it for me, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
Yep. And thank you, Val. Was there anybody else who wanted to speak at open forum? Yeah, go ahead.
Will Cushman is online.
Hold on one second, Will.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Sean Turner, 21 Winter Street, interim superintendent.
Oh, and Val, your town planner?
So we're just here tonight to announce, so Val and I, last March, the Mass DOT has a municipal pavement program where they look at their roads that we maintain, state roads that we maintain, and we sent them emails wanting them to come in and look at some of the roads, Route 106, Route 27, Route 80. So they kind of picked out Route 106, and they said that probably in 2 or 3 years they'll get back to us. Last Friday, we got an email stating that they accepted Route 106 for Mass DOT to come in and grind the whole length of Route 106 and repave it at their cost. So there's no cost to the town. So that's from Main and Summer all the way to the Plumpton Town Line. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's probably close to $4 million worth of pavement
Wow.
that we do not have to come up with as a town.
Now, how did this come about? Can you repeat that?
There's a new federal program that came through that gave money to the state to consider for state numbered but locally maintained roads. And it's up to the state to allocate the funds however they wish. But we put some pressure on them and asked them to consider Kingston. And we're really thrilled that they turned around quickly and changed their minds and put us on the 2-year target list.
Wow, that's great. And so I'm seeing a letter that we have. So this is in fiscal year '27, so it would start after July of next year, is that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're waiting for exact scheduling, but it would be in the next fiscal year.
wow. And just curious, I know this will be a state project, but would they go down to, traffic and whatnot, would that go down to a 1-lane road for some period? And that's a big, majorly traveled road from Halifax and Bridgewater into Kingston, so.
I'm sure it will at times, but, they'll set up a plan,
Yeah.
traffic management plan, we'll go over with the police and fire. It'll all be sorted out before they start anywhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome. Great. Thank you so much.
Just wanted to make you aware.
Yeah, anytime you have good news like that, that's great. All right. Will, did you say you had something for open forum?
Yes, I did.
Sure,
And
go
I want
ahead.
to say, first off, I want to say thank you, Sean and Val, for that amazing update. And next up, I'm wanting to state that I hope everyone has a great holiday season. I know next week you guys are off, so I just want to wish you guys a happy holidays.
You too, Will.
Have a nice one.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Our first appointment is to execute contract for Town Administrator Scott Lambiase. We have the contract in our items here. Did anybody have any questions, comments, or a motion to make?
I would just like to comment that I am in 100% agreement with the selection of Scott as our next town administrator. However, I am concerned with the contract, with the terms of the salary, that I believe it is richer than the town can afford in consideration of all the financial issues that we have coming up in the future. However, in order to provide some unity here, Again, I believe that this is a gentleman that will do a great job in the town. I intend to vote in favor of the contract, but I, at the same time, am asking my fellow members of the Board of Selectmen here to consider this as somewhat of a compromise on my part concerning finances, and perhaps as we go forward, we come up with additional financial questions on specifically the FY '27 budget, that we all try to work together and perhaps, make compromises that we're not all happy with, but we believe to be to the best benefit of the overall finances of the town. With that being said, I intend to vote in favor of this contract.
All right. Any other comments, questions, or a motion?
I move the Board of Selectmen execute the proposed contract for Scott Liambasi, Town Administrator.
Second?
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And against? That was unanimous. Okay. All right, thank you.
So he starts,
January 5th.
okay,
So that is 2, almost 3 weeks. 3 weeks from yesterday. And so we will, just so everybody knows, George has been our interim town administrator. When did you start?
sorry, it was September.
It's about 3 months.
Yeah. So we are going to have a little bit of an overlap. We're going to kind of aim for the first week of overlap. So George will start that week of the 5th with Scott, and then they'll decide together, how long that's going to last. But it shouldn't take more than a few days, I think, to be able to pass on and pass off what knowledge George has gained here and on all the fun things that are going on in town.
I only have 90 days of an institutional memory.
That's right. All right. The next item is the appointment of a full-time permanent civil service police officer, West Patron. Lieutenant? I'll give you the floor.
He came out of the back dark corner.
Good evening, Mayor, hopefully have the board approved, Mr. Patron, it's all right. I'll be as nervous as me. Don't worry about it. Mr. Patron right now currently serves as a police officer with Suffolk University.
I can't see
He's
it.
passed all our
Oh, the
background.
microphone needs to be turned on, is it?
Not on? Maybe just point it toward you more.
Is the light
There we
on?
go, all right.
Okay.
Bringing forth Mr. Patron. He's currently a police officer with Suffolk University. He's already post-certified, already had the academy. He actually went to an academy with Mr. Carlson, who we just recently hired. He's passed all our background, and we're looking for a January 5th start with Scott.
Excellent. All right, any questions, comments, or a motion?
I move the Board of Selectmen appoint West Patron as a full-time permanent civil service police officer for the town of Kingston starting Monday, January 5th, 2026.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye. Aye, sorry.
That's
Too
unanimous.
busy writing.
Thank you, I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
congrats,
Thank
welcome
you.
to town.
See, we didn't grill you. You don't have to worry. We won't ask too many questions. No.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Yeah, welcome to town.
Okay.
Thanks, Lieutenant. All right, so next up, we have a joint meeting with the Water Commission, Sewer Commission to review and possibly finalize the MOU. Elaine, did you want to, doesn't matter which side they sit on. Do we have anybody from, it's just you. Is there anybody from Water? Just you?
He was in here earlier.
Okay. All right.
That's a lot of seats for just you.
I know.
I guess you have lots of options.
And Sean, do you want to come up and, and.
Do you want us to sit somewhere? Is
You're
that
welcome to
easier?
sit down.
Unless you
We can.
feel like it's not, I guess it depends on,
I guess how close
close
are
are
we
we?
on the MOU?
Well, the copy that we sent along, the Water and Sewer, Waste and Sewer Commissioners all agreed on that. So
Okay.
it's more in, Sean, I don't want to speak for Sean.
Yeah.
No, I had some discussions with with you, Eric, and I had some discussions with Elaine yesterday, and
Yep.
I think we're all in agreement with it.
Okay.
I didn't have a chance to talk to anybody on water, but I'm pretty sure the Water Commission, but I think they relayed to Elaine that they were happy with it as well, so.
Okay.
I don't think there was really too many more questions from us.
So
I don't
are
know if
there-
there was any from you guys.
Are
The
there-
copy, we had questions and responses. I wasn't sure if they were resolved. That was the only
Yeah.
question. Okay,
That's
Excellent.
what Sean and I talked about yesterday.
perfect.
Yep.
Do we have more like, I'm wondering if we need to vote on it then, or if we, were there more changes that need to be done to the actual MOU?
No, the copy we sent you was approved and voted on by both the commissioners on 12/9, because we had a joint meeting with the water commissioners.
Got it, got it.
So that's the result of that meeting.
Is
Okay.
this the right one?
I don't
Okay.
know. So the one that you
It looks like
said,
it is the one that you
the
have.
the one that you,
Yes, those are the ones that
Okay,
Elaine
and
and
it
I were
has-
discussing.
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
Yes.
okay, so do we want to, do we have any questions? Does anybody on this board have any questions about this?
My only question is that the fire chief and police chief will have to also review
Sign
that,
off on it.
Right.
Fire chief gives a thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And, if things aren't working, obviously, we go back to the drawing board, we make amendments if we have to. And I know there's going to be a permit that needs to be put together, and I know you already put a draft together, road opening permit or something. So that'll just be done sort of,
Well,
as-
there'll actually be two. There's more of a road opening permit, but there's more of a, because you can't expect them to have an emergency at, say, midnight and have to come fill out a road
Right.
opening permit. So
Right.
there'll be like an emergency repair sheet,
yeah,
Right,
almost the same thing. It will give the location, the date, the time, just so we can keep track of what was fixed
yeah.
Right.
and what's what in the roadways. So there'll be those two sheets, but we can sit down, I can send it to Elaine and Dave, and from Water,
Yeah,
I can send it to Bob's. and
Okay.
Let them look over it. It's basically a sheet they just gotta fill out and we all sign it.
yeah. I think this is
And
great.
then we'll keep track of it, we'll keep it in a central location. We'll make sure we keep track of it. And,
Right,
like we discussed too, maybe we have meetings. We start doing meetings between highway, sewer, and water. Whether we do it quarterly or twice a year, but I think that would help too in communication with jobs coming up, stuff that we've done.
right.
So we could do that as well, start holding meetings.
Yeah, I think this is great. I think just for the public's point of view, who maybe haven't watched our past couple meetings or in the last year, we had been looking at creating a DPW that would oversee, water, sewer, highway, and it would all be here within the town hall. Currently, water department falls under the independently elected water commissioner. Sewer, wastewater is under the independently elected commissioners. But Elaine, at one of our meetings when we were talking about this, you had suggested why don't we do an MOU to handle a lot of the reasoning behind trying to create a DPW, which was a great idea. We put together this draft, Sean worked on it, and then water and wastewater went through, and then you guys worked together last week to hammer out the final version of it. I think it's great. I think it does meet probably 90-something% of the reasoning for a DPW without actually having to create a DPW. So it formalizes sort of the communications and collaboration working on all these projects, because we have, duplication of effort, and hopefully that will eliminate a lot of that. So thanks again for putting in the time to put this together, both Sean, Elaine, everybody.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We're confident it'll work, maybe with some tweaks, but
Yeah,
it'll work.
great. So would,
you need a motion in order to execute this on behalf of the board?
yeah,
So
I-
sorry, go ahead. Go, Carl. You do it.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the MOU concerning the planned or emergency road openings, excavations, and/or surface impacts undertaken by the Water Department or Wastewater Department on public ways under the jurisdiction of the Highway Department.
Second.
Can I make a friendly amendment to also authorize Eric Crone to sign on behalf of the board?
Sure.
Second.
all right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's
Thank you
unanimous.
all.
Thank you.
We'll
all.
execute them at our next meeting, so. we'll
Sounds
sign.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
All right. The next item up is a presentation from Woods Hole and the Collins Engineering regarding the grant from the state coastal zone management's coastal resiliency program. And I think we have somebody online who is going to speak to that, and Val. Val, if you want to do the intro.
Hi. So briefly, we have Woods Hole Group and the Collins Engineering firm. They're our contractors. The recipients of the grant is the town. And we're working with CZM, Coastal Resiliency Program. And we're going to do an overview of the work that's going to be happening down at the Adina for the town. And Lene, I think you're up next.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. I have a presentation. So my name is Linnea Laux. I am a climate resiliency specialist with the Woods Hole Group, and I'm the project manager for this project. With me are my colleague, Mary Scholl, who's a coastal scientist at Woods Hole Group, and then we have Julia Del Tufo from Collins Engineers, who's going to be giving us an update on some of their recent work in the presentation. So as Val said, this project is at the Adina at 45 River Street, where there's the harbor master's office, that wharf and boat slips, and then the newly improved boat ramp. So I'll basically be giving you an overview of the project team, description, including some of the recent work and also where this project came from, and then our goal and scope for this particular grant. And then I'll be able to show you the scheduled tasks and give an update on a lot of the progress we've already made since this project kicked off in early November. So our team here, Val is the town planner, if you don't know that already, and she is the point person for this project in Kingston. But we're also working with Matt Pinella, Tom Taylor, the harbor master, and Tom Bombardier from the Waterfront Committee, among many others who I'm sure will be helping us out from the town. From the State Office of Coastal Zone Management, our primary contact is Jason Bertner. He's the South Shore Regional Coordinator, and he's providing technical oversight and assistance with any future grant applications. And then from the Woods Hole Group, the team is myself, Linnea Laux, Mary Scholl, who's also on the call, Gwen Fall, who's one of our engineers, and then Leslie Fields is a very experienced project manager who is overseeing this project and helping me along. From Collins, we have Allison Barinelli, who is the project manager over at Collins, and Julia Del Tufo is supporting her and partially managing this project as well. And then Marina Schmid is also providing project support. So the site, I'm sure most of you know it well. It is the only town landing in Kingston, the historic way to water, and it features a boat ramp, a wharf, and the harbor master's office, as well as quite a bit of parking. So the yellow outline shows our site for the existing conditions work and the flood vulnerability assessment. So when I describe certain tasks later, those are looking at the whole site. But when we start to look at alternatives for the site, so different possibilities for improvement, different designs, we will be focusing on the wharf, the harbor master's office, and this southern part of the parking lot, which is on the left side of the screen, because of those recent improvements on the northern part of the parking lot. Although if there is an alternative that pertains to that, we'll include it as well, but the primary focus is on the part of the site that hasn't recently had work done. So for some background on that project, so there were some parking lot and boat ramp improvements that were constructed in the spring of 2024 by Duxbury Construction Company, and the goal was to mitigate rainwater and coastal flooding issues on that northern part of the parking lot, as well as improve the boat ramp and try to raise the elevation so that it would be usable at higher tides. So far, it seems to be functioning really well. We heard some feedback when we visited the site that people have started coming from other towns to use this boat ramp. The word has gotten around that it's really effective even when the tide is quite high. And the materials and construction seem to be holding up well so far, including the rain garden at the back of the parking lot, which is hoping to mitigate some of the stormwater issues. As far as the impetus for this project, these photos are from November of 2024 from the king tides, the highest tides of that year. And you can see that the wharf is submerged at that tide level. And even higher water conditions are sometimes seen during small storms here that can limit access to the harbor master's office. And so as we see the sea level continuing to rise, we want this site to continue to be functional in the future. And so that's why you all came to us at the town of Kingston, and that's going to be our primary goal as we look at alternatives for the site. So as I said, the goals are to develop alternatives to reduce the impact of flooding at the site, including those three main elements that haven't had recent work done. The final deliverables will have for you a report where we'll have graphics for each alternative, each idea for the site. We'll have conceptual level engineering drawings and cost estimates for each alternative. And then when this project was originally written, it was submitted as a 2-year project to CZM. And they had a limited amount of funding to give out this year. And so they were only able to fund 1 year of this project. But they have expressed that they've encouraged us to reapply for more funding. And so if that's something that the town wants to do, then selection of a preferred alternative by the select board would hopefully occur in June. And hopefully by then we would know whether or not the second year of the scope, which would include getting through many of the first steps of permitting for the selected alternative, as well as developing those construction drawings more. Hopefully we would know by then whether the project had been selected, because the applications are supposed to open up in January. They've changed, anyone's familiar with the CZM funding cycle, they've changed it so that now applications will be earlier in the spring in January, and then we will know whether or not grants have been awarded and be able to start projects hopefully on July 1st. Whereas we used to apply in June and then have to wait for awards till the fall, and now we've started this project that we hoped to have a year for, but we only had 8 or 9 months. So Collins and Woods School Group would be happy to support an application for that second year of funding in January. So this is the schedule. This is a lot. These are all the individual tasks and kind of when in this 9-month timeline, 8-month timeline we'd hope to complete them. The first part of the project is essentially documenting existing conditions, and that's most of what we've been working on so far. So we've done an elevation survey of the site. Collins is working on subsurface evaluations, engineering inspection of the wharf, structural evaluations. So we're really just trying to get the lay of the land, really understand what's going on at the site so that we can give some ideas for the future. The second part of the project is to develop those design concepts for the site, including figuring out what is the flood vulnerability, getting at some target elevations and some target risk levels for different elements of the site, and then getting into developing those alternatives. So we have started some of this work. But the third part of the project is to communicate those design concepts to stakeholders. So that's you all, that's the public, and that's all of our contacts at the town. So that'll include our reporting, but it also includes meetings like this and several stakeholder meetings that we have scoped into the project. So I wanted to give an update on our progress so far. We've completed one project team meeting, and we have the other meetings scheduled. We did a site visit, as I mentioned, on the 25th of November. It was a really successful meeting. We had Val from the town, Matt Pinella, Tom Bombardier, Tom Taylor, Glenn as well from the Harbor Master's office, as well as a whole bunch of the consulting team, and Bo from Duxbury Construction actually came out to tell us about the previous work that they'd done at the site. So that was really helpful to get everyone together and talk through what some of the problems and opportunities are at the site. We've completed a lot of the work towards the existing conditions survey and plans. We were able to complete a lot of that field work on the 25th as well, and we've drafted existing conditions plans, and we're going through a round of edits before handing them off between Woods School Group and Collins engineers, and then Collins will finalize them. Collins has been working on subsurface evaluations, so the borings were not quite completed today. 3 of the 4 are now done, and they're hoping to get the 4th done as soon as possible. The wharf inspection was completed today, and then the structural evaluation memo will be written based on those two elements, the findings of those 2 elements. public meetings, we had our first site visit counted as a public meeting, and we're hoping to do 2 more as we develop alternatives to get feedback from the users of the site. This is our first select board meeting, and we're scheduled for another in June to present the concepts to you all, and hopefully you'll be able to, from that, make a decision about which direction to go in. And the vulnerability assessment we've gotten started on. So the analysis is complete. We have design flood elevations calculated, but we're working on writing all of that up. So I think now so these are some images I have for some of the progress we've made. All of those yellow dots in the center map are elevation points that we took while completing that survey. In the lower left, you can see a draft of the existing conditions plan. On the right, that's some of the flood vulnerability analysis. And then the top left, that is us trying to figure out what's going on with the stormwater system at the site. So I'll pass it off to Julia now to talk about some of the updates from the work that Collins has been doing.
Hi everyone, Julia from Collins Engineers. So task 3 was the waterfront structural evaluation, which was broken down into subsurface and warp inspection. For this subsurface evaluation, prepared and presented this board location plan to the town and harbor master for their input. They signed off on it, and 4 borings were scheduled for this week. B2 and B4 were completed on Monday. The plan was to have B1 and 3 today. We ran into some issues locating water main, so we're gonna push off B1 until we can find exactly where that water main is. And then after all the borings are complete, our system consultant will prepare a geotech evaluation, which will be including in the final structural evaluation memo. So here's the boring location plan, and then just a few images of the the soil samples gathered and the truck setup. Next slide. And then the waterfront structural evaluation also included the warp inspection. We completed that today. We also flew a drone back on the 4th. So this is a video that just kind of walks you through the model that we developed using our drone. In addition to capturing aerial photographs, this model gives us a unique tool that we can use to evaluate the structure as well as plan for future alternatives to the site. So this is just a video kind of walking you through what we captured and the level of detail. And then the inspection was completed today. We'll be going through all the data and the photographs that we've collected and use both that and the subsurface to prepare the structural evaluation memo. Expecting to hand that over end of January.
Great, thank you, Julia. It's so great to have a model like this because it lets us almost go back to the site without going back to the site, and it gives us a really good reference for dimensions and elevations and all of that. So that's all that I have for you today. We'd be happy to take any questions and comments on the project, and yeah, we're excited about the opportunity to be working in Kingston.
Any questions from the board here? Comments? No? All right, well, we look forward to working with you, and we look forward to seeing some of the concepts at our next meeting in June.
Thank you.
All right.
That's great.
And there's no motion required here.
Mm-mm.
All right,
No,
next.
it's really helpful to see the schedule and the plan, and all the pictures are really, really helpful. I still think that we should put the harbor master in a boat, like a houseboat, but that's neither here nor there, instead of the trailer. Then you don't have to worry about the flooding, right? Anyway, thank you all for your work, and we look forward to seeing this as it progresses.
All right, next up, we have a request from Conservation for support in applying for the FY26 Department of Fish and Game Community Biodiversity Grant. Matt, go ahead.
I'll be super brief and just ask me any questions you have for follow-up. But the state came out with a biodiversity grant. Obviously, biodiversity is super important, and it's in decline. So I've wanted to get a group together for a while. I've been calling it a pollinator task force, where they don't have to sit and take minutes, but they can do research, design, get funding, talk to property owners, in this case, would be municipal, so deal with whoever's in charge of each particular building where they were looking to do something on that property for approval, proper siting, things like that, to get sort of like easy, low-hanging fruit projects done that have high benefit. So things like pollinator gardens, right? There'd be somewhere in town where there's a little piece of lawn that doesn't need to look perfectly manicured all the time because it's out of the way enough, and we can install a feature there that would have high benefit, manage it properly, because you can't mow these things or you're killing everything that you're inviting in to use them. So what I'm looking to do with this grant is kickstart that project by a partnership with Living Observatory, who is a nonprofit that works on restoration projects, and they have a website where they do a lot of public outreach, and have this group work with Living Observatory to monitor everything they do and to improve their outreach to the public, and to be able to build one new project on town property by June 30th, 2026, as well as to improve an existing project that we have on conservation property that we've been having some issues with based on drought. So by the end of June, we'd have 2 projects done. That would be good, sort of showing people what it would be like, what they'll look like to get more public support, some nice signage, fencing, things like that. So what I'm looking for is just sort of approval on the grant, but also with a concept, and just to answer any questions you might have about the way that would work. I've already talked with the facilities manager about that. I understand, you know, I get it, that we're not gonna go like out front here and create something that's gonna cause people to lose sleep at night over the way things look, not being manicured, so.
Right. All right, any questions from the board?
No, just a comment. I know on the recreation department, we had talked a lot about the wildflower garden that we have down at Opachinski at that
Yeah.
point. So something like this could take the place of that, right? Is that where you're,
Yeah, that's kind of been on my list
Okay.
too for a while, yeah.
perfect, thanks.
Sure.
And just a point of clarification, so pollinator, so what we're trying to do is encourage bees, am I right?
Yeah, so pollinator is kind of a funny way to word it, just so that more people get it and support it. The idea is biodiversity, so it's really everything, right? You want as much diversity as possible. When it comes down to it, a lot of them are insects, and a lot of them happen to be pollinators.
Yep.
It's easiest to get support for pollinators because of what they do.
Right.
It's something, I just read a stat, it was like 45% of agricultural crops in Massachusetts require diverse pollinators, not just honeybees. So it's something that's easy for people to support, but obviously there's some people that have, you know, well, there might be bees, maybe that'll be dangerous and that sort of thing. So that's why siting is definitely important.
And are there any matching town fund requirements?
No requirements, it is suggested, so what we usually do is we'll put my staff time and any other staff time that is involved in coordinating with the project in as match. And one important thing I forgot to mention is I have reached out to the horticulture instructors at Silver Lake High School. So they have a group every year of students in their program, and they said I'm on the steering committee, and they were talking about wanting to have more off-campus meaningful projects. So one of the things with projects like this is, obviously for installation, they would be hugely important in that, but also they should be able to help with maintenance. Because obviously, I knew you were going to ask a question about how much is it going to cost to maintain over time. Ideally, nothing or little. So.
All right, any other questions? If not, would someone like to make a motion?
I move the Board of Selectmen support the Conservation Department in applying for FY26 Department of Fish and Game Community Biodiversity Grant.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's
Thank you.
unanimous. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
All right, next up, under additional items, we have a review and possible vote of a host community agreement for waste disposal transfer station at 48 Marion Drive with Kingston Environmental LLC. So we were approached many months ago, a year ago, maybe
Ooh,
longer.
I think longer. Yeah, I
Two
was gonna
years
say,
ago.
hold on, I think it's in the other notebook.
Yeah, you guys came and presented to us quite some time ago, and kind of going through the whole process of trying to potentially put in a waste transfer station over by the MBTA to use the railroad there. I'm going to synopsize this, so correct me if I'm wrong on anything. But
But if you're going to
basically-
correct them, you'll have to do it up there
Yeah, that
at
is
the
true.
microphone.
So the garbage trucks would bring it to the processing station over by the MBTA. Trash will be piled into rail cars, railed up the MBTA, and potentially out of state rather than into a landfill here in Massachusetts. So Kingston Environmental has been working with the town on the various permitting and processing to have this project move forward. It's currently in land court, but then once it comes back, it would potentially go to the Board of Health and the Planning Department. But sort of as a parallel track, we've been working on a host community agreement with Kingston Environmental, Val Massard, who else in the town?
Sean Turner, myself, representative from the planning board, and just as a reminder, because it's been a while, we started talking about that community host agreement, I believe, in May of '24. So we were talking about this project before that, but we started talking about a community host agreement ahead of that. So just as a reminder, that's
Right.
not required. The community host agreement isn't required for them to move forward on this project, but it's more of a showing to DEP, the Board of Health, the Planning Board, that we are in agreement on what we want this project to look like and what we think would benefit the town of Kingston.
Right.
If you agree.
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to.
Feel free to argue if
No,
that's
you
not.
did a
Introduce
great job
yourself.
articulating the project. It has been a couple of years. We're very excited. This is a partnership with the town. We've been spending a lot of time behind the scenes working with the town departments, looking forward to working with the neighbors down there, and we really think it's going to be a great project for the town.
And Jack, can you just state your name and the
Yeah,
company?
so my name is Jack Walsh. I'm the principal of Kingston Environmental, and I've been working with some of the board members here with my group for the last couple of years.
Okay, perfect. So as far as the board goes, we have a host community agreement that has gone back and forth between them, our attorneys, Val, Sean, and whatnot. So it's gone through various iterations, and this is the final result of what we have as a work product from that group and going back and forth negotiating with you guys. So what we would be looking for is, first, if there's any questions. Val left, unfortunately. Sean's here. But we would be looking for a vote to accept and approve the host community agreement tonight. Next step would be Kingston Environmental is going to be applying for some state permitting as part of the next part of the process. So any questions, comments, or if not?
I would have wanted to confirm with Val, but it looks like all of the questions and comments that we received back from council, she had answered. So I think we're all in agreement as far as I know. Sean, is that your understanding as well? Yes, okay.
Yeah. All right. So any other questions, comments, or would someone like to make a motion?
Sure. I move to, let's see. I move to execute the host agreement between KESP and Town of Kingston for waste transfer facility as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you.
You as well. All right. Next item, annual appointment of matrons and special police officers. So we have annual appointments listed by name on the agenda of special police officers and matrons. I'm not going to read them because they're going to be part of the motion.
It's also on the agenda.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh, wait, can I ask a question?
sure.
Never mind.
No, you can't.
I saw a name under special police officers, but I got the dad confused with his son, because his
Yes, that
son
can
is an
happen.
active
That can happen.
police officer. I'm like, why is he here as a special, but that's his dad.
Yep.
So never mind, go ahead.
Okay. I move the Board of Selectmen appoint the following individuals to the position of police matron for the Kingston Police Department. The term of the appointment shall be from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. Caitlin Morey, Michelle Beck, Taylor O'Neill.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. I move the Board of Selectmen appoint the following individuals to the position of Special Police Officer for the Kingston Police Department. The term of the appointment shall be from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. Marks Brenner, Darren Martin, Caitlin Morey, Edward McDonald, Eric Dowd, Scott Peterson, David Hurley, Jonathan Neal, Sean Kersey.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. I believe also, in case we don't want to read all of those, oh, good, we don't have to read, I don't think we have to read the whole list. I think we
No.
can say as presented, right, for the
Yeah.
licenses? Okay. Just making sure.
It's in the,
It's in the
handout,
agenda and everything,
right.
okay.
All right, so next we have an appointment of a Head of Youth Services Librarian, Orion Oak. Due to a vacancy, the position of Head of Youth Services Librarian is vacant. After the recruitment process, Library Director Donald Colon is requesting the hiring of Orion Oak to the position. This is a full-time Schedule D7, Step 2 exempt position as part of Wage and Personnel.
I move the Board of Selectmen appoint Orion Oak to the position of Head of Youth Services Librarian effective December 17th, 2025, contingent with the terms in the offer letter.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is acceptance of resignation of Vittorio Buzz Artiano from the Conservation Commission. Provided his resignation effective December 11th, and the letter is in our board materials.
I move the Board of Selectmen accept the resignation from Vittorio Buzz Ariano from Conservation Commission effective December 11th, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. I don't want to accept resignations.
I know.
So
All
there's
right.
going to be an opening for anyone who's interested in conservation, so just keep that in mind.
And to thank him for his time. He's
Very,
been-
yes. I will miss the heated debates between him and another member on the commission
Yeah.
for sure. I hope he still comes.
All right, the next is to set our 2026 annual town meeting date. Annually at this time, the date for the town meeting is set. Per the bylaw, the annual town meeting shall be held on the first Saturday in May for the transaction of municipal business, except for the election of such officers and the determination of such matters as by law are required to be elected or determined by ballot, or on such later date in the months of April, May, or June, as the Board of Selectmen may vote to hold the meeting. So first Saturday in May is May 2nd.
It worked for everyone, didn't it?
It did, I believe.
I think it did.
Yeah, so I was available, Kim's available.
Kate,
Yep, Kate was,
Sean,
did he
Moderator?
respond?
He did not respond.
He did not.
great.
He's available.
Yes.
I guess he's available.
We can double check that, and if we
Okay.
have to, we move it.
Right.
Yeah, we
Just keeping in mind,
voted
the
again.
election is the 16th of May. So just,
Right,
we try really hard not to put both right in a row.
right.
Okay.
Okay, so would someone like to make a motion setting May 2nd?
I move the Board of Selectmen set the 2026 annual town meeting date of 5/2/26.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, this is where we get busy. Approval of 2026 alcohol licenses. So individually listed on the agenda with backup in the board materials is the list of the annual alcohol licenses for 2026. There are some suggested motions if we need to remove any, or if you just want to approve as printed.
I move the Board of Selectmen approve the annual alcohol licenses as printed in the agenda addendum.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, same with the common victualler.
Victular. Everyone
I
loves that
cannot
word.
say it, licenses. Same deal there. Would someone like to make a motion?
I want to hear Eric say it again.
I move
So
the
moved.
Board of Selectmen approve the annual common victular licenses as printed in the agenda addendum.
Victualler?
Victular.
Victualler. I
There you go.
can't say
I know,
it.
you have trouble with it.
I
Who
can say
seconded it?
nuclear,
I
but I
seconded
can't
it.
You
say
did, Don?
victualler.
Okay, Don seconded it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All All right, entertainment licenses.
I move the Board of Selectmen approve the annual entertainment licenses as printed in the agenda addendum.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next item is the 2026 auto amusement licenses.
I move the Board of Selectmen approve the annual auto amusement licenses as printed in the agenda addendum.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting minutes. We have approval of open session meeting minutes from September 18th, November 18th, November 25th, and December 2nd, 2025.
I move the Board of Selectmen approve the open session meeting minutes of September 18th, 2025, November 18th, 2025, November 25th, 2025, and December 2nd, 2025, as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, do we have a town administrator's report?
Mostly I kind of keep you guys
Okay.
up to date, real time, so it's,
Yep.
All right, any selectmen comments,
Happy holidays. Stay safe.
luminaries?
Thank you to the highway department and all of our emergency responders over the weekend. There was the storm may not have looked bad, but the roads could have been very bad. We saw some neighboring communities with some very serious accidents because of icy conditions, so just keep that in mind. Thank you to Sean. I'm staring right at him, so I might as well give him a little pat on the back. They work long hours into the night, and police and fire as well. So just thank you to everyone who kept Kingston safe.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add that the Luminaries map is back again this year. And so our librarian worked really hard on putting that map together again and worked with the police department to add the mapping of the road closures. I think everything is the exact same as it was last year, but just to keep that in mind for parking around town and the mapping of where you can visit and what's available on that night.
Nice.
Yep, all on the website.
Anything else, Carl or Don?
I'm good.
Nope.
I would just like to thank our fire chief for helping last year in our search for the police chief, which was a lot of extra work outside of your normal duties. And then also to our fire chief and our police chief for their combined efforts on the search committee.
Not committee. Working group.
Working group, thank you. The search working group searching for our new town administrator. So that was a lot of work and super helpful.
Yeah,
So-
every time we're hiring department heads, having input from other department heads through the process, looking at resumes and kind of trying to cull down the results, it's very important. And, these small groups of people who take time out of their day to try to sort through this stuff, I really appreciate it. So that goes to those folks, so you too as well.
Alrighty, our next regular meeting is December 30th, 2025, right back here, same time, 6 o'clock. With that, would anybody like to make a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And that was in 53 minutes.
It was.
That
A new
was
record
better
for
than I
Eric.
thought.
I did.